So I was watching this YouTuber. It was a preacher who goes and street preaches to people, right? And they were talking to someone who said they had got, because this just put me on the topic, who had got a bad impression of Christianity due to other people's bad experiences with other Christians, right? And my thing is, my big thing is, and this is my message. First off, no man is perfect and no man is good. No one can really be the face of God, and no one can give you a better understanding or example of God other than Jesus himself. Like, you can't, like, for instance, I talk about Jesus a lot. This is my channel. I talk about what I want to because someone wanted to type. And it's like, if you were to sit here and take my actions and what I'm saying and what I'm doing and base that off a whole foundation of what faith is supposed to be, that's not what Christianity is at all. And no one person can be a monolith for Christianity. Jesus already is that. Like, if you had a bad experience with a Christian and you had a bad experience with someone who has faith in Jesus or anything like that, and they did something to you, one, that's not a real Christian. And two, well, and even if they are, they make mistakes. You can't expect man to give you this feeling of comfort and this feeling of acceptance and this feeling of salvation because man isn't Jesus. If you are looking, sure, you can be told, like, I can sit here and tell you the message of Jesus and what he's done for me and how he can heal you and how he can bring you to that light. But I am not the monolith for that change. And neither is a pastor. Neither is someone who, a follower of Christ is just someone who is to preach the gospel. There have been many people even in the Bible who told people about Christ, but they had murdered Christians themselves. So it's not about being perfect, and it's not about having a good example of what God is. You get that example by reading the word and by having your own encounter with him and following in his ways and his commands and having faith in him and realizing that the proof and goodness of his creation is all around you. You won't find that in man. Man can't tell you the goodness of, like, you can sit here and tell the works and tell what he can do, but you can't base one person or a pastor or a group of people or a church and make them the face of what Jesus is. No one can. Only Jesus can. No one can sit here because we're going to fall. That's literally the part of the Christian walk. You can't sit here and say, well, like, for instance, I could say multiple times, like, how some people will use religion as a backhanded comment or something like that, and that can give you the wrong view on Christianity. But let's be real. If it only took you that one thing to lose your faith in Jesus, then you probably never had faith to begin with. If it took one disagreement with a Christian, that means your spirit was just looking for a disagreement with that person, so you can disregard the whole religion as a whole. Even though it's not a religion, it's a way of life. Jesus Christ said that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and it's not just this book of rules, and it's not just this thing of church, and it's not just this thing of listening to a pastor. You can't sit here and base one person to be a monolith of truth when Jesus already is that and died for that and rose the third day. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Yeah, because that really reminded me of a good topic of a video I was watching, because it was of Bryce Crawford. Shout out to him. He was talking to someone and he was telling his experience and story about like how he had bad experiences with Christians and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, that brought me to a topic, because in reality, we should never do that in the first place. I mean, just because someone believes in God and follows Jesus, and they may seem like, and even though we talk about it, like, Christians aren't perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a follower of Jesus, and I can tell you full and well, I'm not perfect and I will fall. But that doesn't mean we can't tell the works of Jesus. And that doesn't mean, and just because, like, let's say I curse at you or I do something bad. I'm a human. I'm not Jesus. Now, Jesus won't curse at you, but I will. Like, I will. So it's like, yeah, we can't really base off fundamentals of the goodness of Jesus off of what man is, because man isn't like Jesus. In fact, that's almost an insult to even be compared to an almighty, perfect God. But all right, keep Jesus in your heart with everything you do. All right.